So I took the Murmillos up here because I saw that he was trying to build a second town center, and I used Shockwave to pull these guys off, let these guys go ahead and attack, and all the while these guys are over here fighting. I was like trying to fight on two different fronts. Now this palace is here, and I don't even know. How can you see that? Hey there, folks. This is the Caffeinated Dad with a match that I just recently had with Oranos, and it's just how you want to be. How to be almost everywhere at the same time and just shut down from the start. So I've been playing quite a bit of Oranos, trying to figure out Atlantean. Really, it's interesting is because I find that Atlantean has been one of the harder ones to learn. Not as hard as Egyptian. Egyptian, it takes a fine hand, I've found. But once you get into the later ages, it's a little bit better. For this match, I am playing as as Oranos against a Hades. Now, starting out, he's just kind of being a pain with his Catacopos and just attacking and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there's a button that I can use to stop them from running. So, I mean, he deals 1 damage. I mean, it's minimal at best. Just taking a look around, I'm using the oracles to go ahead and scout. One of the things that I've tried to be better about for my scouting is to go ahead and have them in places where I can see their town centers. And especially playing as Oranos, I want to use that to my advantage to be able to move units there. Because again, all my infantry is super quick. I have the sky passages. I'm able to get everywhere. My goal is to be as aggressive as possible and shut down these expansions. So moving up, I go with a little bit of an less unorthodox, more unorthodox approach. I go ahead and build a manor and then the temple. I go into Oceanus, again, Sharkbite. Sharkbite is just very strong. I got this guy over here scouting out this area. I'm keeping an eye on this town center. So it looks like the 2 main town centers that he's going to have are right here and right here. So as long as I keep an eye on them, I should be good. And again, Oceanus works really well because you get the, the Sharkbite, like I said, just makes it so much easier. I improved this Oracle to a hero just so that I can go ahead and get the Cathara of Apollo. Movement speed and line of sight are the name of the game with Oranos, or Oranos. He's going Athena, so that he can get that Bull Minotaur out. Again, I would imagine that's fairly simple. What I'm looking to do is to set up a handful of barracks with Murmillos just to be able to harass and annoy. And again, you had the Caladria, who's just basically flying around, slowing enemies or healing me. So, I mean, you really can't beat it. He's running back and forth. I have an Oracle here, keeping an eye over here once he... Actually, I think if he gets an expansion, like, he should be good. Immediately going into Bite of the Shark. You get Shark Bite is really, really good. Just flat damage increase and then a bleed. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very good. So I go ahead and build up 2 barracks, and I'm trading some Murmillos. He goes for the Vault of Erebus. I really don't blame him. That is just such an OP skill for him to get, or technology for him to get. But basically, I'm just scouting around, just making sure I can see everything that's coming out in my way. I rally my Murmillos over there. Still training villagers, or citizens, I should say. Not really worrying about a town center as of yet. But again, if we're looking at it 22 to 20 villager count, it's pretty good in our favor. So right here, how many of these guys do I have? I have 5. Yeah, so these guys ran over, and this is what I thought had happened. They ran over to chase him, and I also think it's funny that the Murmillos basically just show up. They just got a sword and a hat. That's all they get. They get nothing. We did get 1 villager kill here, and these guys are running over to get the rest of these. So I have all of my Murmillos just going. Again, my focus is, yeah, we get the slow on the Bull Minotaur to push them away. I pop the Carnivora to be able to just DPS and attack and do all that. My goal is to knock out as many villagers as I can. Again, he's rallying them away into a bad position, not where I would suggest to be. He's trying to be a bit aggressive, while I'm staying a little bit more reclusive. So I get a couple of kills for even furthering the lead. I have these guys over here just hammering away. I'm getting frontline heroics. Frontline heroics is very, very important because it reduces the cost of improving infantry to heroes by 30%. That's a decent amount. So I get the couple of heroes to pop up, mainly because I want to deal with this Bull Minotaur, right? Immediately going in. Look at the damage he's taking. He's taking so much. Just slashing. Oh my goodness. I think he sneaks away. I do. But we just turn and fight. And again with the bite of the shark, it allows us to basically deal damage over time. So I realize that I'm probably not going to win this. So let me pull back. I'm getting the frontline heroics has been complete, and I'm just trying to get away. I'm training Empyrean speed. Again, that's an extra 10% movement speed that they get. So we get a couple more Murmillos, and okay, I was going to say, do I just micro them? What am I doing? So I pull back just a little bit, and he's pushing just a little bit too hard. I went ahead and just out of reaction, just get the tower upgrade, just to deal some damage, push these guys out, which, again, it's just all I needed. I don't have no idea where my Caladrea is. I guess she died. I guess she died. So I go ahead and get another Caladrea. Yeah, because I have my Oracle just camping out here. I'm watching here, and I'm watching this. Those are my 2 points of attack. Because again, I'm going to build this Sky Passage, and then I'm going to go ahead and have my mobility. Because I can get to this one fairly quickly. I go ahead and put up another Sky Passage way over here. So that I can just run back and be good to go. So he's going straight into Toxicities again. Toxicities, because Murmillos have abysmal 5% pierce armor. I mean, that's nothing. But the movement speed is the key. The movement speed, where the hell did I keep losing my little flying ladies? I have no idea where she went. I trained her. I have no idea where she went. I have no idea. She just disappeared. So anyway, things kind of stall out right here. We're just waiting for basically to build up some of our military. I was expecting something on one of these two places, but I didn't receive anything. There's our Caladrea. Thank you. Actually do something. But I have the citizens over here just going ahead and getting that. I moved these guys out here just to see what's going on. And as I'm being pushed back, he starts playing a little bit more aggressive. I have the medium. These are upgraded to medium Murmillos. I was anticipating. Did he get stuck? He did get stuck. Can't do his job because of these citizens. All these citizens just freaking in the way. Taking a look at where my opponent is. So he's got a decent contingent. He's got 6 Toxicities, 3 Hoplites. His citizen or his villagers. He's got 28 villagers. He's not doing bad, but he still has a larger army than I do. That's kind of a big point right now, and everything's very spread out. Very spread out. I'm not sure of this choice. He's got his Catascopus and his Pegasus watching. He's doing the same thing that I am. He's watching both of these, and I'm watching both of his. That's actually hilarious. So I get a couple Murmillos. I upgrade all the ones that I can into heroes. Again, so that they're just, I feel like they're stronger. They're only a little bit stronger. I mean, they do a ton of damage to myth units, but I just feel like they're a little bit stronger. I think they just get a little bit more HP. I go ahead and toss up the counter barracks because I am fully prepared to go ahead and deal, or to go ahead and get some cherry ballistas. I want to be able to fend them off. I notice that he's back over here with his villagers, and I'm like, you know what? Like, let's be a little bit aggressive because he's going for the medium upgrade for his Toxicities. And again, we have just absolutely abysmal amounts of armor in that sense. So I keep pulling the citizens. So I get my Murmillos over. I get my Caladreas ready to heal. So I was like, all right, let's go ahead and push in. I got these citizens down here going ahead and getting some food. I'm pretty protected right here. So I move in, and while we're all attacking, everything gets all balled up. In comes the shockwave. I'm able to just basically split everything up. And despite everything being kind of split up, the Carnivora comes in as well as the shockwave. Just enough, it goes straight through the restoration. The restoration didn't do anything. He comes in with his Minotaur. That's probably not the best idea because I'm pretty sure I can just track you down. But yeah, these Caladreas, I swear, like these guys are going to be the death of me. So we're able to push through. We get that fight, we push through, and immediately I make a beeline for the citizens. Or the citizens, for the villagers. Take out as many of these guys as we can. Just, again, it's because I'm really looking at causing as much damage and mayhem as possible. So he now has no food whatsoever, which is fine if he's training a bunch of Toxicities. But he can't recruit his heroes because they all cost a whole chunk of meat. But just looking at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep pressing. He's not going to be able to take all these guys out before they get through this front line of hoplites. And then just here in the back line, again, once they actually get there, they do pretty good. Like, bam, 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 bam. Just decent damage, and out comes Ajax, and I see that they have a tower, and I'm like, this is not where I want to be. I move the Caladrea back. Not before I get the Toxicity. Move out. Good. Good play, good play. We got the medium Murmillo right there. In the background, I'm building up a couple of manners. I'm going into my, heroic age. He's still waiting. I don't think he has enough food. All the while this is happening, I'm over here. I'm trying to snipe mines. And one thing that I've really picked up as I've played Oranos is I really want to be taking resources away through Sky Passages. Sky Passages is so overpowered. He has no idea that I'm up there. He just knows what's right in front of him. So he's building more archery ranges. He has 7 Toxicities on their way. And again, his whole focus is that. And he's watching my settlements. That's all he's watching for. But he's not checking anything that's over here. As contrast, I'm watching this one here and then this one here. I built up a wall. I'm getting the food that's over here, and this has 2 gold mines over here that I'll be able to go through and have no contest whatsoever. Training Murmillos. I got a Cherry Ballista on its way. The Cherry Ballista is just, I love them, especially when you get them all together and then you throw in a ballistics. It's, that's peak. Their accuracy kind of sucks regardless. I mean, it's just shooting a whole bunch of ballistas, but this is a big chunky dude. I always like the big chunky dude. Pull out the big chunky dude. So he comes out again, and I'm being kind of a pain. Ajax is taking a ton of damage, but we move straight through. I'm able to get into the back line again, and then there's the citizens, or the villagers again. Again, he loses a huge amount of these guys, and the serrated blades aren't helping. I drop a chaos here, so these guys start focusing on themselves. They took out my Cherry Ballista, but now now we're on top of you, and you guys are all very low. And it's just, we're melting through these guys. Just melting through them. So at this point, I move these guys up. I'm still getting the citizens. And in that meantime, I also went ahead and made this into a settlement. He has no idea. He has no idea. So I go ahead and start building up the palace right here. I'm going to put this right on his doorstep and force him to focus against me. That's not my play. And again, still hasn't gotten these 2 settlements. He is still watching for my 2 settlements, and he can only see what's right here. You know, that's the crazy part. It's like, it needs just a little bit of scouting. A little bit better of scouting probably would have put him into a better position. But I pull all these villagers over so that we can go ahead and start building this. I just attack the military academy just because I can, because I'm right here. Cherry Ballista's just chipping away. These guys start to ascend, become heroes. Again, hero Murmillos are pretty good. I got the satyr here in the background. I think at one point, don't I? Yeah, I haven't even built a freaking armory. I haven't even upgraded any of their stuff. Anyway, even though they were in the heroic age, these guys are all medium-sized. Just trying to be a pain, really, at this point. I have an oracle. I build up a wall to protect this side. But again, looking to build this palace. I'm going to put this palace right up in front, get some destroyers out. And I have 12 citizens over here. Just this mine is hemorrhaging. Just hemorrhaging. I mean, I already have 1,200 as stockpiled. Like, just hemorrhaging. So things are moving pretty good. I'm starting to get to some destroyers. Again, destroyers just absolutely wreck face. And I also just think they look really cool. I really like the destroyers. Satyr comes in, he's chucking some spears, doing his thing. And again, just peppering away. That's all I'm doing, peppering away. We have been such a pain that he has not even been able to do anything about it. Now, this is also a cheeky play, but I saw this because he killed I had an oracle hanging out here. He killed this oracle, and I realized where he was going. So I already put up a watchtower. so that it's going to be built down there to deal with all the villagers that are going over there. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure he's gold starved. Like, he has no way of producing gold aside from sneaking away over here. He only thinks that I'm right here. He doesn't know that I'm up top. He doesn't know that I'm here. He has no idea that, like, essentially, I'm forcing his hand right here. Does he have a market? No, he's got an armory. That's something that I've been trying to get better at, is at least getting a market. Because he could have sold some of the wood to make some gold, and you know, he could have made it. But he's also Hades. He has the Vault of Erebus. So my destroyers are up front, just chucking away at these. I mean, they deal, what's it? It's 9 times the damage. Deal 40 damage per strike. And I see this storehouse coming up. Immediately putting up the tower. 30 seconds for a tower. Hot damn, that takes forever. I go into the copper upgrades for my weapons, and I get a hero. I get the heavy infantry upgrade. Again, we're going to make this into a big deal. So I get the Carnivora, and this is where he ends up seeing me. He sees that I have this town center literally chilling on his back door. So he starts building a fortress right here, which is fairly close. But again, a fortress is probably going to be his best suit moving forward for this. But again, he now knows that I'm here. This Carnivore is just here in the background, doing its thing, attacking what it can. I just have these guys just going to attack. Do they kill one of my villagers? They do. Kill one of the citizens. And I'm like, build the tower. You must build the tower. The tower must be complete. And then from there, it's GG. This Carnivore is basically protecting this. And then I'm like, all right, we're gonna shut this down. He starts going for hypists. Again, hypists are very strong against any kind of military. I think it's like 5 times the damage or something wild. It's a ridiculous amount. But it just in the background, I'm training a whole bunch of stuff. Military is pretty even, but military is pretty even. But the big thing is the economy. I have twice the amount of villagers to citizens that he has. I've done a fantastic job of making sure that he doesn't have a chance to breathe. So I pull these villagers off over here, and we're just moving along. All right, I get the medium upgrade. They're going with oh man, that's Sunray is very, very strong. But then also just taking a look at where he's at. He's got how many Toxicities? He's got 15 Toxicities, and he's got 3 Hypus. Okay, so 30 damage per strike. And that's not in counting hack. So it's each strike is 20 damage against these guys. And these guys have 40% armor, 40% hack armor. So don't check my math, but it's not really in my favor. So I go ahead and I start building this fortress right here, or this palace right here. He sends his guys in, like, I don't know what his thought was here. I see the, I see the fortress. I wasn't paying attention. My micro was terrible. Oh, this is where I was. Yes. So I took the Murmillos up here because I saw that he was trying to build a second town center, and I used Shockwave to pull these guys off, let these guys go ahead and attack. And all the while, these guys are over here fighting. I was like trying to fight on 2 different fronts. Now this palace is here, and I don't even know. How can you see that? How can you see that? That is wild that he can see that. Anyway, I use the Shockwave to push him off of this settlement, which was very close to being finished, so that I can focus on forcing him here. If he would have gotten this up, it would have been something that I had to deal with. I stopped him right before he got there, which was probably the best play. Training a bunch of Murmillos, training a bunch of destroyers. Over here in the background, I have... this is still going on. Takes forever. Dude, deal no siege damage whatsoever. 25% damage again. Oh, I didn't know that. He's only really good against, he's only really good against, just human units. So in the background, bunch of destroyers, which again, destroyers have 70% pierce armor, so they're a decent front line. But they, again, like looking at this, he had to mine this. This is all he had as far as a choice. And he's trying to get some, catapults going off over here. And I'm like, all right, we got to go in. We gotta move. We can't just sit here. Training a bunch of Murmillos. Murmillos are moving up. Caldreas are doing their thing. I have this group of destroyers. I have 5 destroyers over here. And I'm just like, all right, send them in. Everyone upgrades into heroes, and he uses Sentinel God power. I have no favor whatsoever. So I send these guys in, and they're just doing the best that they can. Really, my micro is terrible here. But I send in the destroyers to go ahead and deal with this, this is just taking massive amounts of damage. I've moved these guys off over here because they cleaned up that gold mine. And now it's just pushing through. I have a destroyer in the background. I have the gold and the food. I just stopped microing. So I send these guys. These guys take out the catapults, no problem. The fortress is down. And now we are just moving. Again, they're all attacking these destroyers. These destroyers have so much pierce armor. They have so much, and there's no melee for them to deal with. Pushing through, and it's just absolutely shutting them down, and that's the GG. It was from start to finish. I mean, once we got good line of sight, and that's something that I've realized with most games. If you can get good line of sight, you can make better plays. Like I had this group of 8 Murmillos just moving here into the background. I had more training. But again, these destroyers, like this destroyer did 3,000 damage. But again, he's able to get up close and personal and attack, and their damage does next to nothing. Next to nothing. Like, what do you have? You have ballistics, you have a sunray. But again, the thing is that you just couldn't do enough damage. That's the only problem. You just couldn't do enough damage against that front line. And once that front line rolled through, the cherry ballista is just in the background, just throwing everything. Just throwing everything. GG. Let's take a look all the way across the board. It was fairly close, apparently. Actually, if you follow the score, military value, it was pretty close all the way. Although it felt more dominating. I mean, just like I cut his gold in half. He got plenty of wood, which is fine. But didn't get enough villagers, lost a bunch. Because actually, can you tell me how many villagers I killed? Where's military? Villagers. I killed 29 villagers. That is huge. You take out the villagers, you make it so hard for them to actually fight. GG.